Hi everyone, welcome back to MCH channel Beyond the Resume, and today's episode is going to be a very interesting conversation and also a lot of information which is very new to me as well because I am new to this. So it's gonna be a spicy conversation. So diving right into it, let's welcome our guest Preet. We can start with your introduction, what you do, and anything that you want to share about your experience, what you're feeling right now for this podcast.
Oh, thank you. So, hi everyone, it's Preet. Currently, I am a litigation officer and also a makeup artist by passion. For the podcast, I think I'm a little bit nervous, but it's with one of my childhood friends, so I think it's going to be fine.
So I know Preet, we both came to Canada after completing our grade 12. We both have our own individual journeys, but I want to know and I want our viewers to know what led to you and your family to make up this decision to come to Canada at so early age and to start with your own personal journey on this.
Absolutely. So I think my journey actually started when I was in grade 9. I had made up my mind that I will be going abroad because I wanted to start a life from scratch, and I was pretty firm that it will be Canada for me. So I think I'd made up my mind in grade 9, and then it eventually happened that things worked out. I passed my 12th grade. I was a commerce student, and then we decided that okay, it's the right move. Though everybody did judge us that we are young kids, it's not very easy to send young kids so early. But I feel my parents had that confidence in me, and by God's grace, I was able to come here at the right time, and I feel it was the right decision.
Thanks for sharing that. And I do agree, everyone had their opinions when the news was broke out. And it's always a new thing, and everyone has their own opinions on it. So I do completely understand on that. So when you came to Canada as a teenager, what were your first impressions? Was there any culture shock or any certain kind of like moments or experiences that stood by with you?
Absolutely. So I think when I was coming here, I don't think so I had culture shock as such because my parents had a background. They've stayed abroad, so they had pretty much idea. So they did train me well. The only thing that I did find difficult was the accent. I mean, we all are English medium. We know what English is, but like just to understand different people's accent was a little bit shock for me. But it went well. Like through my journey overall, like working, it came to me naturally at a later stage. But yeah, first few months were difficult.
I completely understand and I completely agree with you on on the topic of accents and to just blend it. We all just are trying to blend into the workforce over here or just the environment and society over here. So how did you overcome that accent barrier or just to trying to blend in?
I think I realized very soon that it was important for me to maybe just step up a little bit and try and understand rather than take it as a complexion. But then with watching Netflix series, I would say something like Suits, okay, that helps you understand how like a workplace would work like. Because I think it does play a major role. It gives you confidence if you can speak fluently. So yeah, you can watch shows like that just to build up, and then vocabulary, like just learning from different people, different accents, and realizing that you can use those words in your day-to-day life, and that makes a big change.
Yeah, so when I came to Canada, like for me, it was like, oh, I had to take maths major because I was from biology and stuff like that. So everyone had to make certain changes when deciding what to study over here. So back in India, like how did you decide that what you wanted to do over here, like what education and what field you were trying to get?
Right. So as you know, I'm from a business family, and for me, it was commerce from day one. So when I had to come here, my major interest was fashion, and I wanted to get into fashion management. But when you're coming here, you have certain complications for visa, so you have to choose a course that's visa appropriate. And I feel the next best option was accounting, which actually wasn't my favorite subject when I started, but I think eventually it turned out to be one of the subject I would do best in. So then I ended up choosing accounting as my majors, and then I did an advanced diploma in accounting.
Thanks for sharing that, Preet. So we all know that when we come as an international student to Canada, we all have to start at a very bare minimum through part-time jobs mostly. So if you want to share what your part-time job was when you initially started and any keynote or a key message that you want to share to our viewers today who are just starting out.
So I think I was most excited about coming to Canada was starting a job, just earning myself, right? So my first job was a part-time cashier at Tim Hortons, and I think that job itself has helped me and shaped me into who I am today. I think starting humble is very important in life because then you have better things to achieve and you know how you've started and how far you have come. So I think the keynote for youngsters out there is just forget, keep your life that you have lived in any country, be it any country, there itself and start from scratch. You know nothing, so stay humble, start from like bare minimum and be grateful for it and also celebrate it to the max. So I think that's the basic key to just move forward in life because then every little achievement will feel like a big achievement.
Thanks for mentioning that, Preet, and I wish you the best of luck to reach the goals that you mentioned of being a supervisor in a being a supervisory role. And I'm very kind of like positive that you will reach there one day. And just to wrap this section about the part-time jobs, if our viewer today is watching this and has a very not so glamorous job like working at an Amazon warehouse or anything like such place, what would your key message for them would be to just make out the most out of the experience?
Right. Especially in a country like this, which has a lot of opportunities, I feel every little job is a big job. So, out of your own job, I would say the best thing is to learn the work culture because I think that remains the same. You know, you managing your things with your team members or you dealing with your manager. I think those are the constant key things that are going to stay the same. So I would say the culture of any sort of work is something that you take forward in your future jobs.
So let's talk about your current role as a litigation officer. What does the role actually revolves around? What do you do?
Okay, so I work as a litigation officer for one of the top five bank. Basically, litigation officer is somebody who takes care of the recovery process from start till the end. So we focus on recovery of secured products, which is mortgages and home equity line of credits. So taking care of the properties from where it comes to the recovery till the selling part of it is what we do as litigation officer.
Wow, that sounds so interesting, and it's a new information for me as well, to be very honest. So, what does your day-to-day activities or task involve like?
Okay, so we do communicate with clients on day-to-day basis. Our intention is to not foreclose property. It's mainly to help our clients to not get into a situation where you end up with a foreclosure. But we do have situations which end up into foreclosing, but it's a step-by-step process. So my day-to-day would look like speaking to clients, taking care of properties, dealing with property management companies, law firms, and also taking care of the legal side from the side of bank. So I basically represent bank to take actions against their clients.
Oh wow, legal terms, working with law firms, that sounds so intimidating sometimes. So, what are some key skills that are definitely required in this role?
Absolutely. So communication skills is one of the important factor, and then we have time management. We also have decision making, which plays a very big role in this, and leadership qualities, of course.
And what would you say, how much of your work is mostly independent versus working with different teams or departments?
I'd say definitely it's 60-40 ratio because no job is complete without teamwork. But our decision making plays a very important role, which is completely independent. But we do need help of our admin team. We do need help of other people like our law firms, property management company to complete each task. So I would say it's 60-40 ratio.
Thanks for sharing that, Preet. I do understand that litigation officer is was a very new and very different title for me to hear as well. So I just wanna, for our viewers who are currently not in Canada right now but are planning to come over here. So for them, if they want to get into such role, if you can explain in simple terms of what a litigation officer does in Canada.
Yeah, so a litigation officer is almost like a recovery officer. So you're looking at collections. So you should know a little bit of the finances, how the products work, because every time you're going to get in touch with a client, you need to explain them on how they can better their situation as of what they are in right now. And in terms of like legal aspects of it, I mean, you can learn. It's a role that teaches you almost every day. Every day is new experiences, new opportunities. So I think you learn as you go, because there are a lot of provinces in Canada itself, and each province have their own rules. So there's nothing set as of for the position, but everything to get there is to start from the basics of collections.
So how did you first come to know about this position? What did you hear it from someone else, or were you planning to get into this role?
Right. So I started working at bank like 3 years ago. When I started, I didn't know what I was getting into, but it was a basic job, level 4. As in, when I went ahead, I think bank is a place everybody thinks it's just for bankers or like bank tellers, but there's a lot behind the scenes that go. And I was very keen to know different roles and what they really do. And I think this was one of the high level, high paying job, which excited me just by itself. And as soon as I heard about it, I think I got a little bit intimidated just by knowing of the communications I would have with clients at a stage like this where you're almost about to take their house. But the interesting part about it was the learning aspect. I think I'm a big opportunist, and this role was absolutely everything that fitted my personality. So yeah, it did intimidate me first, but eventually it's the best role I've been in so far.
Thanks for sharing that, Preet. And I do understand that learning about different job postings, even within your own bank, would be a little bit intimidating when you are not directly connected with that field, but you feel that you have those skills that can help you lead to the role that you are trying to get. So, did you, as you mentioned that it was an internal, you were already working with that bank, so did you try to go through like seniors to getting more information from them, applying internally? Like, what were your steps after you got to know that this position even exists?
Absolutely. So I think it's called shadowing in terms of our job, but it's a big thing that such corporate jobs offer, which is for you to know about other roles. And that's how I got to know about this role. I started as a claims officer right after my first job at the bank. That was very much related to my coming back to my studies of accounting. That's how I got the claims officer. And claims officer was a part of litigation officer. So I think it really helped me to know the overall business, and that's how I became the best candidate for the job.
Thanks for putting a light on shadowing experience, because for me, for my personal journey as well, I feel that however different roles I have got into, shadowing was the most crucial first few months of that experience, because you get to learn a lot, you get to unlearn a lot from the past experiences. So thanks for putting light on that. So for people who misunderstand or who simply don't understand like what a bank does and how does this role work for a bank, or how does it fit into the bank situation, what would your message to them would be, or what would your story or something for them would be?
Absolutely. So I would say like our perception with like be it banks or hospitals, all we think about is that okay, banks would just do like day-to-day banking services, or they are like a service sector, but there goes a lot behind it. And our job is mainly to secure bank, to bring back all the losses, and to help bank recover from what they have lost. So it's a big responsibility in itself. And just for my own role, I think a lot of people would misunderstand taking it as a negative side of it, thinking okay, you would have a difficult conversation with your client, and it's a sad job of just talking to people about their sad life or their problems that they're going through in life. But I feel it's also a job that has helped me give a lot of blessings. Every time I would help a client to get through their life and just understand their financial struggle and help them educate, at the end of it, they would just give me a lot of blessings. They would tell me that it was good that I had patience with them. It's good that I gave them the time that they needed, and it's good that I understood them. So I think those are the positive aspects of it. And as you go along, the more positives you take out of a job, the better your life becomes.
Thanks for sharing that, Preet. And I do kind of like relate to when at the end of the day you feel fulfilled with the role you are doing, like be it helping someone else, be it just listening, having an ear to someone's, because as you mentioned, like sometimes you have to deliver them a news that you are taking their home away, and it cannot be a very happy and a playful day for you. So it's just vulnerable to be in front of those people and to just hear them out. So thanks for sharing that, and I'm sure you're doing an amazing job at it. For someone who had similar journey than you, who came to Canada after grade 12, did a course in either accounts or law, what would your message for them would be? Like, what would you recommend them to do or take a path for their careers?
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of opportunities out there. You could explore being a CPA. You could further study into payroll. There are a lot of other jobs relating to accounting out there. You could get into taxation. Also, you can work as a freelancer. I myself work as an accountant for a company. So there are a lot of small companies who would hire accountants like that. And if you're somebody who's interested into like customer facing job or something to enter into a bank, I would say the best suggestion is to start from a low level job. You would feel it would take you an year or so to get through where you want to be, but I would say first year just go low. Don't aim too high for big jobs. Once you make your way into it and you know how the system would work, it will just make it easier for you and it will be a easy ladder to climb.
So we often come across people saying that, no, I'm not from this field, or I don't have any specific degrees from this. So for your case, for your scenario right now, so if someone approaches you and say that I don't have a law degree or a degree from accounting, what would your answer for them be?
I think then this job is perfect for you because I think it does not require a specific level of education. It's mainly based on your experience. If you have enough to prove that your experience, based on the situations that you've faced, is that makes you the right fit for that job, then you're good to go. I mean, at some point, like with the banks, anyways, they're going to train you for 3 months. So you are going to get what you need. The main goal is to crack the situational based questions and how you would be a better fit for them to work this role. Rest everything, they're gonna have you coached, so you're gonna be prepared for the job anyways.
So would you like to share to our audience what your goals are with that title, what you want to do forward with that?
Absolutely. So I think that came out as a very natural thing. Everybody loves how I dress up, and there was a lot of compliments coming in. And one day I thought about it and I was like, okay, this is something I really should explore, and I am really excited about these things. So I did certified makeup course and I am now a makeup artist. I've started working professionally on the side and it is going to be something that I'm going to do part-time for now, and I'm hoping that I would have one day a studio of my own and then I can do full-time as well.
I have no doubts that you are gonna take this makeup artist label to a very high level. You're gonna definitely open your own studio someday. I'm very certain about that. So you have your own 9 to 5. You have your own passion project now, your own thing that you want to start. How do you disconnect from work but also try to remain grounded by doing, like, either be it like routine or your side hobbies that you like?
I think Canada has made us all remain grounded with all our day-to-day chores, but I think cooking is something that excites me. Like after my work ends, that's the one thing that I look forward to because it is actually healing for me. I go into kitchen and I'm completely by myself and just like excited to see what I'm cooking for today. So that's another mission that I have, and that takes me off from what I just did at work. And it's like once I shut off my laptop, it's like I'm good for the day, and it's very rare in people, but I think I keep my professional and personal life very separate, and I think that's how I am very grounded because I don't take my achievements to home. And that's very like, if I have done something good at work, it stays there. If I've done something not so good at work and I'm not very happy, it stays at work. As soon as I switch it off and I'm back to my family, I'm completely myself. So I think that has helped me stay grounded.
Thanks for sharing that, Preet. And I think it's very rare quality amongst the employees that are out there right now to disconnect from work after 5 p.m. Like, personally speaking, it's harder for me on some days. I will be working on my laptop, sitting on my sofa till like 9 p.m. And it's hard to just disengage from work because it's the role as well. So it's very important to do that. I am still it's kind of like one of my 2026 resolution that I want to make. So thanks for sharing that, and it's really positive that it's working out for you. If I could, like, if you could talk to newcomers, talk to job seekers who are trying to get into roles in backgrounds similar as yours, what would your top three advice, or what would your top three takeaway message for them would be?
Absolutely. So, first of all the very best for everybody coming out here. Just know the top three things would be to focus and know why you started. Number two, life's too big to worry about little things. And number three, just stay positive and be happy in whatever you're doing. And if you take life in a positive manner, I'm sure there are a lot of opportunities out there that will come your way. But if you are not very excited or ready for even little opportunities, they won't feel as big as. So make your life a big one.
So just reflecting upon what you said in the initial section of our video today, that you have to learn a lot new over here, but you have to unlearn what you have learned back in your home country, and you have to change a few things. So what was one of that mindset shift for you when you were planning or structuring your career and your life over here in Canada?
I think the biggest one was to start living life independently, especially not being too dependent on your parents, which is, I think, a major thing for all of the Indians, right? They are all very dependent on ki, our father would take care of it, or, dad, can you just make a call for me? So I think that big shift is you are by yourself here. So that is something that you have to like completely accept and be okay with it. So as you will go, you'll realize that okay, it's okay to not have that support, because they are going to be there anyways virtually. It's just like that mental support and being for yourself is very important, and you'll start loving yourself.
Thanks, Preet, for this amazing conversation. And during this course of conversation, we have established few key takeaway messages for our viewers today. But I want to give this chance for you to say whatever is on your mind, whatever would be the takeaway message for our viewers to walk away from this video with.
Absolutely. So just stay confident, guys, and stay positive. And if you need help, don't feel shy from it. Like, Disha is the best person to reach out. And in a growing situation and a competitive world like this, I'd say help would definitely take you to places where you would not have even imagined.
Thank you so much, Preet, for this amazing conversation today. I really enjoyed a lot. I really learned a lot from today's conversation. So thank you so much for your time and your real advice to our viewers today. And for our viewers, I hope you also found this video really insightful and sparked that kind of like an intention to start something new. And if you have any questions, and if you are from the same journey as Preet or same background as Preet, and if you have your questions, drop them all down in the comment, and we will have those answers for you in the comments. So feel free to leave the comment. And also, if you need our help in finding a job in any field, not just hers, but in any field, please reach out to us. Book a free one-on-one consultation where we can get started on the strategy that can help you. So feel free to do that and stay connected with us. Hit that subscribe button so you get to know what our videos are. We are gonna post with different people on our podcast with different journeys, different backgrounds. So I don't want you to miss on any of those episodes and any of those advices, because what I feel, you don't have to be from the same field. You just have to learn from different fields. And maybe when you are planning your next career move, or when you are planning to switch your paths, you can get this information. So stay connected with us. And if you want us to cover any specific jobs or any specific field, please feel to let us know so we can have those guests on our podcast. So hit the subscribe button and please like and share this YouTube podcast. Thank you.